This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Knicks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Knicks. Let's talk about it, man. Barbershop conversation. I have to talk about this. This guy right here is the biggest fucking idiot. The reason why I'm saying this is because he doesn't understand the dynamics of Al Haymon. Al Haymon is the shrewdest man in boxing. Why would Al Haymon get involved with the WBA? You brain full of mush and brainwash dodo head. See, they're flipping the storyline so that they can forget Deontay Wilder. That's why I'm going to keep extra foot on Deontay Wilder's neck. Let me say it again. I'm going to keep extra foot on Deontay Wilder's neck because they're trying to run away from that story. You can't run away from the Wilder storyline, man. This is what I was talking about. Black boxing community fan bases. They know they got to get off to the plantation. They have to get off the fact that Deontay Wilder disappointed them and they can't continue to prop up their channels on Deontay Wilder. So now they got to go and spit on the people that's been doing it. I.e. the Errol, the true Spence of the world. Flipping stories. Blue Blood Sports TV. I told you this guy is a high-level fence-straddling beta. He fence straddles on both sides of the aisle. I told you guys this stuff. I revealed this stuff to you guys a long time ago. But a prophet is not honored in his own home. But those whom they've rejected became the chief cornerstone. He Knows Everything told you guys that these guys right here talk two sideways out of their mouths. Why? Because He Knows Everything is a king. You see it? King. I'm a king. When you're a king, kings recognize. It's like Nas said, hear ye, only kings could stand near me. Hear ye, only kings could stand near me. That means if you ain't a Tom Ross TV, you ain't a Richie Rich, you can't stand near me. Only kings can stand near me. These guys are not kings. These guys are what we call basically the ones who bring the kings the food. What do they call them? Prince Poppers. What do they call them? Butlers. They have a special name for them. I can't think of it right now. But in ancient Old English, that name is what they are at their truest and their most properest levels. WBA has nothing to do with Al Haymon. Al Haymon has nothing to do with the WBA. The WBA has been doing their bullshit and their fuck shit with Yordenis Ugas since way back when. That's a WBA problem. It's not an Al Haymon problem. Errol the True Spence wants to fight Yordenis Ugas. He told you guys 2 fights left. Yordenis Ugas, then Terrence Bud Crawford. The WBA is the one that's basically telling Yordenis Ugas, now all of a sudden you can't fight Errol the True Spence. And y'all gonna put that on Al Haymon? Because y'all want to run with bullshit narratives? Well, we told you guys about pandering narratives. Pandering narratives have a ceiling cap. Once it goes up, blue, the motherfucker must come tumbling down. I told you they ain't got nothing to talk about. Their bum squad got exposed. Their supposed fake face of boxing got exposed. The true face of boxing has always been Errol the True Spence. They couldn't stand that. And when He Knows Everything said that a long time ago, they laughed. A prophet is not honored in his own home, but those whom they've rejected became the chief cornerstone. So who's getting the last laugh right now? When it's all said and done, they don't know how to go right now because they don't have Deontay Wilder as their ultimate caveat that they could fall upon. That's why they're making lies on Al Haymon. That's why they're lying on PBC, which is counterproductive because it's the same PBC these brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads were supporting when they supported Deontay Wilder. Let me say it again. It was the same PBC these brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads were supporting because of Deontay Wilder. Who did Deontay Wilder fall up under? PBC. Who cut his fucking check? Al Haymon. That's why I think it's an oxymoron. It's a catch-22. And it reveals how beta these betas are at their truest and their most properest levels. When it's all said and done, the exposure got revealed for what it was. Exposure. Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up. Deontay Wilder got put on a silver platter. They don't know how to defend this whole Deontay Wilder debacle. So now they're running with cockamamie lies. Lies on Spence versus Ugas. Lies on Al Haymon supposedly not able to manage. When is Al Haymon not ever not able to manage? Al Haymon is running Canelo versus Caleb Plant. Your brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo head. And he got Canelo on another 2 more fight deals. Shrewdest man in boxing. The same Al Haymon who was able to build the pristine forefathership of PBC on Floyd Mayweather's pristine boxing career. He was the one that navigated Floyd. So all of a sudden, Bob Arum doesn't know how to run his affairs. That sounds like a bitter, insecure, and miserable as you know what in his life guy. That's what it sounds like. That's running his rabbit ass mouth because he can't be out in the front to fucking interview anymore. That's what it sounds like to me. Errol Spence commanding what he's commanding. Gervonta Tank Davis commanding what he's commanding. The Charlo brothers commanding what they are commanding. And this one right here is running his cockroach mouth. La cucarachas, yo no puedo caminar. La cucarachas, yo no puedo caminar. Like a scattering cockroach because Bum Squad got revealed for what the fuck he was. A bum squad. When it's all said and done, this is what it boils down to. It's the hatred that's basically oozing and posturating out of their pores to try to shit on Al Haymon. They tried to do that with Floyd a few days ago. All because Deontay Wilder got bum squad. He got revealed and he got exposed that he is not the great heavyweight at the highest levels. Now, he's a great heavyweight nevertheless, but at the highest levels, he got exposed. They need to face that. Face the fucking music. Stop running away from it. And understand that in a 12-step program of addiction, the first way to acknowledge that you have an addiction and to basically start rehabbing from an addiction is to admit that you were in denial. They're in the 12-step program forever now because they don't want to admit and they don't want to get out of the in denial state that Deontay Wilder got exposed. Now they want to tell you it's a second glove gate. That shit don't make no sense. When Bob Arum and Frank Warren told you that there would be a trilogy before the first punch was thrown in the first fight, that means that by the third fight, things were going to be fought on fair grounds because Bob Arum and Frank Warren has made the money that they needed to make. But see, people don't understand business affairs. They don't understand. They've never governed business affairs. They don't even understand anything that has to do with business 101. So talking to them about anything makes absolutely no sense. And when it's all said and done, they don't understand from a phonetic standpoint the 3-pronged monster of economics, politics, and pugilism in boxing. Economics was instituted. Politics was instituted. Pugilism was instituted. If Wilder and Fury trilogy was not economics, politics, and pugilism, then He Knows Everything doesn't know what economics, politics, and pugilism is. But in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion, Barbershop Conversation is what he is. Basically, a guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. Betashop Instigations. That's what He Knows Everything and famously coined him as. Because it's beta to ignore the fact that you're Deontay Wilder, your guy that you was dick riding, the guy that you were worshiping. But there's a 10 Commandments say, thou shalt not worship no other man. Thou shalt not worship no other false idols before God. Before God. But that's what they were doing. And now he got exposed. Now you want to go on the attack. I already read through your game because He Knows Everything is Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 steps ahead of the game. He's 7 steps ahead of you. 48 laws of power on your rabbit ass. I see your game a mile away. Go on the attack with Al Haymon. Go on the attack with Floyd because now you have to take a personal vendetta of the fact that Bum Squad got exposed. And you want to take attention away from that. Notice the LDBC, they're not talking about Deontay Wilder. But all week, we will talk about Deontay Wilder because we will bring it right back to the forefront that he got exposed at the highest levels. When it's all said and done, Al Haymon will continue to make big fights. He's out fucking Haymon. He's gotten Bob Arum in the B-side equation. Do you know how fucking hard that is to do? He got Oscar De La Hoya in the B-side equation. He got Eddie Hearn in the B-side equation. He's always the A-side whenever he's pulling up fights, because he doesn't fall under the hat of a promoter, which basically limits you, license you, and cripples you. He was smart enough to realize, let me be an advisor and I won't be crippled by all of that. See, none of these Rudy Poo and Plum brains, classic dotes and troglodytes, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric were thinking about this, but he actually thought about it. That tells you he's the shrewdest man in boxing. Go and do your research on this guy. This guy's dealt with all highest levels of entertainment, Mariah Carey, you name it. Anything he's touched has been fucking successful. So when it's all said and done, what the fuck are you talking about? You making nonsensical news. You don't want to face the music that Deontay Wilder got exposed. Y'all not talking about Malik Scott and why Malik Scott was not the right trainer. Because anytime somebody gets knocked out by you, they're not qualified to be your trainer. And I'll talk about it in another video with Anthony Joshua, because I can say, and a prediction, King Strikes again. And a prediction, King Strikes again. I said that Anthony Joshua, one of the trainers he got to get with is Ronnie Shields. Did that not happen? Whew. Tell you, boy, he knows everything. Seer mode, boy. When it's all said and done, this is what it boils down to. This is keeping it real. This is keeping it a buck. This is keeping it 1,000. They don't want to face the fact that Deontay Wilder got done up, and they don't know how to get out of this damn hole that they've digged themselves so deep into. So now all of a sudden, they want to take it out on Floyd. They want to take it out on Al Haymon. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what on the Knicks. I keeps the foot on the what on the Knicks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.
Go ahead, he knows.